Aquaculture is a strategy that has been used to increase the human food supply. This is because aquaculture is considered as an option to cope with the world food demand. The inherent benefits of aquaculture is such as massive food production and economical profit. Besides, aquaculture also provides the provision of good quality and accessible food for population and the generation of million jobs and billion-dollar in budget. However, aquaculture also responsible for diverse problems related with the environmental health. Most of them related to the destruction of ecosystems.
The finfish production in Southeast Asia is intensive and involves influx of solids and nutrients to the marine environment. This process potentially degrades the environment and native flora and fauna by a rapid, unnatural build-up of organic material. Sometimes, this can cause major change to the sediment chemistry and affect the overlying water column location. The other farm discharge and waste products, which include shore-based stand and breed operation, escape of non-resident species, transmission of disease, and control of predatory species. Not only water pollution, the alien species and predatory species will compete with other native life for resource for survival. Occurrence of displacements has a potentially spiraling effect on local wildlife. The deforestation of mangrove forests for aquaculture disrupts natural ecosystem. The loss of mangrove will affect the sedimentation, nitrogen and carbon dioxide exchange, and their function as coastal protection. The destruction of mangrove forests also diminishes the nursery habitat and marine productivity. The one of the example is the shrimp aquaculture in Thailand. The eutrophication and nitrification of water column caused by overfeeding, decomposition of the dead organism, and over-fertilization. Yes, the pollution due to the high loading of feed material, fertilizer, and drugs, high metabolic waste due to high stock density, transfer of new pathogens, and escape of exotic animals into native environment, such as Oreochromis mozambicus tilapia. The undermining of the environment quality causes eutrophication, habitat destruction, such as mangrove discharge of effluents with high organic content, contamination, and reduction of biodiversity due to intensive aquaculture.
Because of demand in protein source, the request for protein source such as fish and another aquatic life is increasing from 1.9 million in 2010 to 3 million tons in 2020. Sabah and Sarawak are popular for fish aquaculture. This is one of the popular methods in coastal area and sheltered estuaries. Environmental factor that cause increase of aquaculture activities because of climate factor. Aquatic area climate hot and humid over the year is suitable for aquaculture activities. In addition, area for aquaculture are protected from natural disaster. Technology development such as in nutrition sector and livestock care in aquaculture sector increase the aquaculture activities. This can be seen by existence of research centers such as FRI. People that involved in aquaculture sector well versed in environmental. This is because of existence of Malaysian Fisheries Society (MFS). The advanced knowledge on all aspects of fisheries such as foster rational development, management of aquaculture, capture fisheries, related activities for food, recreational, and conservation. Existence of food and agriculture organizations such as United Nations (FAO) and International United for Conservation of Nature (IUCN) provided practice and advice from fishery sector to breeders and farmers for the ecosystem to be conserved.
Materials normally used to produce vegetarian feed are soybean, canola oil, supplemental lipid from algae resources, and amino acid supplements such as taurine. The aquaculture fish that raise on vegetarian feed are sea bass, salmon, cobia fish, and trout. FIFO ratio is the efficiency at which the aquaculture converts a wet equivalent unit of wild fish marine resources into a unit of culture fish farm fish. The role played by the FIFO in aquaculture is a method for measuring the sustainability and production efficiency of aquaculture production. It is often used as a measure of the amount of marine resources that are consumed in the production of farm fish.
Landfall's Forest Fish Task Force is a group of 3 prominent scientists from around the world formed to provide practical advice on the sustainable management of forest fish. It was supported by the Landfall's Ocean Program and governed by Dr. Alan Pitikish. According to Task Force, forest fish are small to medium-sized species that include anchovies, herring, menhaden, and sardine. Some species of squid and tiny shrimp-like creatures called krill are also considered as a forest fish because they are a principal food source for many marine species. Later, forest fish will be consumed by seabirds, marine mammals, and bigger fish. They play an important role in marine food web. They will prey on phytoplankton and convert the energy of the sun into protein that available as important food source for larger fish, mammals, and seabirds. According to Task Force, a recent decade-long study revealed that tuna, sharks, seabirds, seals, and whales across the ocean every year to the rich marine ecosystem of the West Coast as their key food is forest fish. The characteristic of forest fish is first, forest fish playing an important role because act as a main path for energy to flow from the bottom level of the food web to the higher trophic level. Second, forest fish are the majority of the vertebrate biomass of marine ecosystem and only few species fill the trophic role. Forest fish remain their important role in the food web throughout their lifespan. Mostly of them are young due to short lifespan. They tend to have a relatively small body size, early maturity.
A lack of forage fish populations harm wildlife in the ocean. This is due to the forage fish populations decline and disturb in transferring energy up to the trophic level of the food web. In the past decade, depleted forage fish populations on the Pacific coast have been associated with failed salmon runs, starvation of sea lion pups, and seabird population declines. Reduce forage fishing by half, consider the temporary and permanent management, focus on predators. Forage fish are fish species that are in the low trophic levels in the food chain. These fishes are a main source of food for most predatory fishes in the ocean. Examples of forage fish are krill, anchovy, herring, sand eel, and menhaden. Forage fish makes up about 30% of all fish landings. It contributes up to about $16.9 billion USD towards marine fisheries per year. Forage fishes are usually converted into fish meal, fish oil, and for consumption. And they are responsible for about 67% of global fish meal production.